As I was saying, is this the beginning of your day, end of your day? How's this all going for you guys so
Middle, I
far?
think.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at this time yet.
Yeah, it kind of flies.
Yeah, it's just flown by.
So the interesting thing about doing this for a show like this is I assume you guys have had to figure out a way to describe this show in as quick a way as possible. Have you figured out an elevator pitch for The Witcher? No.
I go off on tangents. I get too excited.
Okay.
Yeah, both of us do. We're a bit tangenty.
Yeah.
Is there anything you focus on? Is there anything you specifically focus on with The Witcher when you want to talk about, or not sell The Witcher, but explain why they should be hyped for The Witcher? Is there anything you focus on with this show?
Yeah.
Family. Yeah?
Absolutely, family with every all the brilliant fantasy elements that a fantasy show has. It's full of adventure and magic and
fighting and
very vibrant and it's got everything. But like Freya said, family ties everything together as well. It's like really big relatable themes.
And it's great because you get those kind of big action scenes which are exciting and but at the same time you get moments where it's still and you can really kind of see the characters, and I think that's also really important to have that balance, so it's kind of got all the elements hopefully.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because and this might touch a little bit on spoiler territory, so I won't post this until the show comes out. But it's interesting that the core of the show is your two characters and Geralt, and a lot of people want to see them come together. But a lot of this season, you're separated. So I'm wondering how you approached the loneliness or the searching for each other aspect of the character, and how you wanted the chemistry to be there once you did come together.
I mean, for Ciri, she is, she's driven to find Geralt because she's lost all her family. Within one night, she's lost everybody, and so she wants to find that family again. And so it's very, very important for her because she's feeling lonely and she's feeling lost, and she needs Geralt and she needs answers, and so that's what drives her to find Geralt.
Can you repeat the question, please?
I was just wondering, since so much of this season is about the bringing together of the characters, how you wanted your chemistry to be once the core characters are finally together.
Yeah, I think that chemistry is really important. I meet Geralt in this series, and that was, it's a very intense relationship they have, and I was able to have a lot of conversations with Henry and with the director and Lauren about why that's so complicated. I know that the fans absolutely love it, and I don't meet Ciri in this season, but I'm very excited to at some point.
So am I.
Again, this is getting to specifics, so I won't ruin
Sure.
this before the show.
Thank
I do want to talk specifically about a scene, the transformation scene, which is a very intense, gnarly scene to film. I'm wondering what the preparation was for that, both physically and mentally, and what that was like on the day, sort of staying in that headspace when you're filming it over and over again.
I think I have a tendency to overthink a lot of things. So it was really important that with that, I just trusted my instincts. I didn't plan anything, really. I'd been playing Yennefer for a while, up until that moment, and I always knew where I had been, where I was going, and that's all I really needed to know. Everything else was kind of done for me in the set and the costume and the blood and the sweat and
Fire.
And the fire
Just a
and
lot
everything
going on.
and all I needed to do was express that pain. Really, I mean that was hard. It's not all I needed to do. It was I could have come out that day feeling very depressed, but I was working with Julian Ryan Tutt, who was an absolute dream to work with and the funniest man, one of the funniest men I've ever met. So he kept the mood light, and one of the things I learned from him is he takes the work very seriously, but actually it's really important to not take yourself too seriously, especially when you're doing scenes like that. And a lot of Yennefer's journey was very intense and emotionally challenging.
this is one of those rare shows that has a season 2 before season 1 premieres. I'm wondering if there's anything you learned from living in these characters for a season that has changed your preparation heading into season 2, or not even your preparation, just the way you approach the headspace of these 2 characters.
Yeah, well, I've just learned a lot. There are certain things that I wouldn't, I wouldn't approach certain scenes in the way I did. Certain things I would have loved to have changed, but that's not helpful. I can take what I learned from that and move it on to season 2. There's a lot that I grew with Yennefer in that season. I learned a lot about it. It was all new.
Yeah,
now
so
we've had 8 months with these characters, and so we've really owned them and trust in that, and hopefully the response that we get will only support us in that.
Yeah, and I think almost the growth and how much we've learned ourselves will kind of almost transfer into the characters. Well, definitely for Ciri.
Confidence, for sure.
When we do season 2.